Krishnas, what's the problem with sex? She said, you know, I have 10 boyfriends and I like them very much. Yes. So, she said, what's wrong with that? And then all the students said, yeah, what is your hang-up? So, I prayed to Krishna at that moment for some inspiration. And the Lord, being merciful, gave me some inspiration. And I told the girl, I said, look, it's okay, it's very nice that you're enjoying your 10 boyfriends. I said, but there is a higher path that a woman can follow. And that is not just by having boyfriends, but that is by having a child. Because when you have a child, then you live a life of sacrifice. Then you're sacrificing for the child. That's higher than just keeping 10 boyfriends for your own fun. If you sacrifice for the happiness of the child, it's higher. But if you at the same time have 10 boyfriends and you have your child, and then it's not clear who the father is, then that's very confusing for your child. So better, you know, you have one man, then it's clear, and have some children. And actually, that will be a higher way of life. She was impressed. She was impressed. Because the truth speaks for itself. The truth speaks for itself. Therefore, Krishna consciousness offers a better way of life. And what's going on in the material world is actually crazy. Yeah, you want a cup of poison? Coffee? Yeah, have some poison, cup of poison. Yeah, take, yeah, you know. And then we're in the pub together and you go, okay, here you go, here you go. Yeah, where you go? To hell you go. Here you go. That's where you go. Yeah. Right, okay, well, it's time for questions now. I've been talking for ages and I can ramble on, but the idea is that you throw questions and challenges, but no furniture. Just words. Any words is okay, I mean, good. That's fine. Yeah.
I don't know very much about Krishna consciousness. I was just wondering, like, you keep on mentioning how you're not supposed to drink tea or coffee. I was just wondering why.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't drink it, but...
You drink it, eh?
I don't like it, but I
Yeah.
don't know why you're not supposed to.
Well, because it's unfortunately not pure, you know. It's a type of poison. Caffeine is a type of poison. Yeah, it's a type of poison. It may not be the strongest, you know. I mean, it's sort of it's in the weaker range. So the reason why I kept on mentioning it, because I started on the lowest level of poison, you know. I can go a few levels up, of course. How about herbal tea? Great, good stuff. You got some? That's good. Anytime. Especially in the winter, beats water as far as I'm concerned. But, you know. Yeah. Anybody else? Atish.
All the things, the so-called grills in the material world, whether they come from intoxication or sex, and they all be met in Krishna consciousness as a very like for like, or is it in a completely different way?
But you see, I mean, life is not just about thrills, you know. Life in the material world is, or life in general, is not about just thrills. Many times it's about fears, about stress, about anxieties, and a lot of, especially intoxicants, alcohol and things like that, especially when there's excessive use of alcohol, and often there is a sad story behind it. You know, you look a little deeper in a person's life, and then there's something to forget. Yeah? There's some stress in that person's life that's just some little tragedy or something. Yeah? It's often behind it. So it's not, a lot of people have a lot of trouble in their life, actually, and therefore are taking to a lot of things. So it's not just all about thrills. Thrills are also there. And of course, there are thrills in the material world, and there are many thrills in Krishna consciousness. But the difference is that the thrills in material life, it's all about the thing itself. Let's say a party. Hey, party, okay, ready? We're gonna have a good party now. We're going to this wonderful, really good party, and we're gonna have a really good time. Great. So we're at the party, and we're having a good time, and then the party's over, and that's it, finished. That's a material party. But a spiritual party, you have a good time, and simultaneously there is another dimension to the party. A spiritual dimension of eternal benefit. Because all the spiritual things you do get you eternal benefit. So that's at the same time. So we're having a good time in the party, and at the same time we're getting eternal spiritual benefit. Okay, hey, that's a good party. Therefore, Krishna conscious parties, they beat all the others. They're the best. So in that way, you know, yes, we have our thrills. Over the years I've spoken to many audiences, and well, maybe the toughest audience that I ever had to speak for was a school class who was sent to the Hare Krishna temple. They didn't really want to go, but they were sent to the Hare Krishna temple, and it was a school class of 13-year-old girls. And they were there in the temple, and they didn't really want to be there, and they had to listen to my talk, right? So that was really tough. And so I spoke very short, because I could see they couldn't take much. And then immediately the first question came, are you ever going to a discotheque? And I knew it was like a burning question, you know, because I knew if I said no, right? Then I was a square, that was it, you know, that was it. So, and at the same time, I didn't go to discotheques, so what to say? So my brain at lightning speed, finally I said, well, no, we don't go to discotheques because we have a party here, every day. Right? We're dancing every day here, so why would we go to a discotheque when we have it at home? That's so they're like. I said, would you also like to get into it? We said, yeah, why not? And then we had a big kirtan, and they danced around, and they liked it a lot. So in this way we saved the day. But if I would have just somehow or other, right, said, discotheques, you know, discotheque, that's Maya. then I would have been finished. Yeah. Now, so there are many. Krishna consciousness is not dry. Sometimes people ask me, what's it like to live in a monastery? My answer, no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. Hare Krishna temple is not a monastery, if you know that. Not that. Yeah. Anybody else? Yes.
What about, like, the entire concept of forgiveness? Do you have that in your consciousness? Forgiveness for sins?
Yeah, of course. Yes. No, there's forgiveness for sins, right? But it is not an impersonal forgiveness. Just like between you and me, you know, like if you kick me against the sheens, you know, and after you say, well, I didn't really mean it, I say, okay. Alright, I'll forgive you. But if you do it again,